there's a few people working tonight. So thank you guys for getting on. And so we finished up basically all of the posts and all the videos that you're going to see. We went through this week, and I think the last post was yesterday. So this is technically the last day, but the last month that we did this, we only had 3 meetings, and I felt like it was better when we could do 4 meetings. So this is our 3rd, and we're going to go over everything that was talked about this week. And then if you guys at the end feel like you might want another meeting, maybe at the end of this week, to just answer questions and kind of have an open-ended discussion to get any other questions out that you might have, then we can go ahead and do that too. I'd be more than happy to do that. So Leanne and I are going to be talking tonight about, well, somebody just joined us. What happened? Is everyone seeing Emily's screen?
Oh, I see you.
Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Okay, so tonight we're going to just talk about the things that were discussed this week. So Facebook, Instagram, breaking out of your warm market. So those things kind of go hand in hand. And then any questions you still have about the online office. And then we're also going to talk to you a little bit about a business plan and what we would like to see going forward from you guys. So the first thing I wanted to talk about a little bit was Facebook. What did you guys feel? Did you get anything out of the Facebook videos that you saw this week in Rock the Basics? Anybody? Or questions about Facebook? Because I know those videos were really long, and there's a lot of information there when it comes to your fitness page, your likes page, your personal profile, what to post and when to post. So question first.
When is a good time to make a personal fitness page on Facebook?
I've kind of gone back and forth with coaches as they've signed up. Some have a great following on Facebook already, and they are comfortable sharing their health and nutrition on their personal page. And if you're okay with that, then I would say kind of build up your following there on just your personal profile. And then maybe a couple months in, you could add your fitness page. If you feel like, you are not super comfortable posting a lot of health and fitness stuff on your personal page, and you think that would be a better kind of outlet where you can just put everything there and say, hey, if you want to follow me and, see all my tips on nutrition and fitness, then you can go over there. Then go for it. I think I was my 2nd month in when I created my fitness page, and it does take some work. You have to build up those likes. You've got to invite all your friends to like it. You've got to you have to promote the page sometimes. Facebook gets very strange about how many people they allow your page to reach. So it changes constantly. I started promoting my page on Thursday night through Sunday or Monday, because I feel like that's when people see it the most. Yeah. And when I create the ad, I strictly do it just for page likes. It'll ask you why you're creating the ad. And mine, I always click on likes for page, or however they've said it. I don't know. Leanne, how have you built your following on there?
I've just have promoted, and I guess the friends that see it and they like it, then their friends see it, so then they like it. So it's really beneficial to get that fitness page up. I did mine, I think I signed up to be a coach in August, and I'm a school teacher, so I was hammering it out right before I went right back to work. So I set up a fitness page ASAP, because I didn't want to bog down my personal page with all of my Beachbody stuff. So
yeah,
that's how I built up my following, was just friends clicking it and then their friends seeing it and their friends seeing it. So I really recommend doing that. Like, as soon as you can.
Because I post a lot of my healthy food and stuff that I make on Instagram, and I have people asking me, well, how do you make that? How do you make that? And then I've been starting to make like these little workout videos and putting them on Instagram sometimes. And everyone keeps asking me questions, and all my friends are texting me, and I get Facebook messages about it. So maybe I should.
Yeah, I mean, you can incorporate both as well. Like you could say, if you post the picture on Instagram, you could say, head over to my, my fitness page on Facebook, and you could give them the link and say, my recipe is there. And so then everyone that's seeing it on Instagram is going to head over there, to like your page, hopefully, and see your recipes. Another thing that you can do is you can do like promotions. And I think Leanne's done this too, where you say, okay, if I hit 200 likes, then, everybody's going to go into a pot for a drawing of whatever it might be. I think I did like a little thing of E&E once I got to like 700 likes or something. Or I've seen a lot of people, it's actually really smart. If you share this picture, then I'll enter you into a drawing. And that's huge, because once they've shared that picture, then all of their friends are going to see your fitness page on their page. And so people out of curiosity are going to start clicking on it. And you're going to gain a following that way too.
Okay.
So there's a lot of options. I mean, I'm still constantly trying to figure out my fitness page. I noticed one thing I will tell you is when I went on my cruise, that was the one thing I did not schedule posts for. And when I got back, there was hardly anybody talking about it. So once you've created a fitness page, you'll see it's going to tell you how many people are talking about it, on top of how many people have liked it. And so how many people are talking about it means that's how many people are seeing it in their news feed. So like I had 600 people or something like that talking about it when I left on the cruise, and I came back and there was like 92 people talking about it. So it just plummeted, and I'm still struggling to get it back up. So consistency. I know we talk about it all the time, but post, even if it's just once a day, get it out there and on your page for sure. Let's see. Oh, and I just wanted to quickly say about Facebook, and I know we probably discussed this before, but if you are wanting to post something super important, think about when you're posting it. You're not going to want to post about your challenge group on Wednesday at 10 a.m. because the majority of people are going to be working and they're unplugged. Even the people who work and do check Facebook more than likely are not going to be checking it at that time. So good times would be early in the morning as far as like motivational type stuff. And then if you're really wanting to like add coaches to your team or promote a challenge group, I suggest doing it in prime time hours. So like 7 to 9 p.m. when people have a time to that time to settle down and start to look at things, and they're kind of scrolling on their phone or whatever. And even days of the week, so Sunday night, people are dreading going back to work if they don't like their jobs, or they are getting ready to start their diet. So think about when all that is getting ready to happen too. They're going to be looking for that motivation and that sign. So you're going to be that for them.
Okay, I have a Facebook question.
Yeah.
I'm not quite ready for the fitness page. I'm just not there. I'm also very much an open book. I don't care to share my entire journey on my personal page. I'm okay with that.
Cool.
The thing that I'm not sure about is the line between becoming overbearing about my happiness and my joy. I mean, I've been trying to do the 5 things where I focus on 5 different items on my page. I'm worried about how much is, because I haven't specifically come out and said, Beachbody or anything like that, but I have posted, hey, I got my P90X 3-pack in, something like that. So I'm just not sure that line.
Well, what we always say is 80% personal and 20% business. So
okay, when you say 20% business, what does that mean?
Business-
Beachbody stuff
business
or
would
workout
be-
stuff?
business would be workout. I mean, to an extent, I would say you're not going to want to post workouts every single day. Just because people, I mean, they're just not going to.
I really like motivational quotes, so
Yeah.
I do that kind of stuff.
That I don't think, that's personal.
Okay.
Anything you post other than, I would say workouts could be included as business, in my opinion, but I don't know, how other people might see that. Business to me would be talking about challenge groups, talking about your workouts, any kind of promotional thing, or
Okay.
when post a help wanted ad, that kind of stuff. And you don't have to post 5 times to just your Facebook, your personal page, because that would be a lot too.
It's a lot. I'm trying to expand. I've got a pretty large Twitter account, but I'm just now starting with Instagram, so I'm trying to branch out into those, but starting with Facebook.
Yeah, and I mean the 3 to 5 posts or 3 to 5 things could be spread out amongst Twitter and Facebook and your fitness page and Instagram. So it doesn't have to be 5 things on everything, because that would be a lot.
Yeah.
Just total, so that you're getting yourself out there everywhere.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Anything else about Facebook?
So when you say that you can set up posts, I saw that you can do it on your personal page, but I guess I just haven't figured out how to do it on your like page.
Yes, you can. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, so on your fitness page, you can go down to right here, and you see the little clock.
Okay.
And you can add the time right here to schedule it. I don't know that you can do it from your phone, but I know you can do it from the computer.
Okay.
So that may be why you're not seeing it.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Let's move on to Instagram. Questions about Instagram. I feel like a lot of people maybe didn't even have Instagram accounts before becoming a coach. So any hashtag or Instagram questions, feel free. Let me start, or I'll start just by saying like a few things, a few tips. When you're editing your profile, you don't necessarily need to put in your profile that you are a Beachbody coach. You can do that, if you feel comfortable, but it's not anything that you have to do. If you look at my profile, there's nothing about Beachbody. It just says that I'm like a health and fitness coach, and then I mention other things that describe me too. A few people have asked, okay, I want to keep my regular Instagram separate from fitness. And some people have created a totally separate account that is just fitness and health related. So if you want to keep, your little ones or whatever private and on your own little separate account, you can totally do that. And then, create just a fitness Instagram so that, you can keep it public, because that's going to be big. You really want to keep your settings open so that people can see it without having to add you as a friend or follow you. If it's restricted, when you hashtag things and they go to look at your picture, they're not going to be able to see it unless they follow you. So you really want to keep all of that open so that when they do search hashtags, they can find you. So while we're on the topic of hashtags, I used to think that they were crazy and that people who did them, like, they were crazy because I just didn't get it. Like, I had no idea. I just thought it was silly. But what I've realized is that it's actually really great for finding new followers. So I know we talked about it a little bit, but when you're hashtagging something, try to think a little bit outside of the box. You don't want to think outside of the box to the point where no one else is ever going to think of that hashtag. because you'll have, you'll never find followers that way. But I think I used the example of when you hit, you hashtag fitness. Okay. There are so many people hashtagging fitness that when you go to click on it, if you actually click on fitness hashtags and look at all the pictures, if you refresh that page within 5 seconds, all of those pictures have already gone to the bottom and there's new pictures up, because that many people are constantly hashtagging fitness. So your pictures are going to get taken to the bottom, if that makes sense. They're just going to get lost. So what I've tried to do is kind of find a happy medium. I try to do things that are like, hashtag new mommy, or mommy to a baby, or toddler mom. A few, things that don't have millions and millions of hashtags already, or pictures, but enough to where people are going to click on it and be familiar with it, if that makes sense. I know it's confusing, but I don't know, Leanne, if you have any tips on hashtagging.
Well, I had just a private Instagram.
Okay.
And I just today actually opened up a public one.
Okay.
So that I could expand my network, because I'm a school teacher. I'm a high school teacher, and I didn't want, the high school boys, the high school, just to get pictures of me with, flexing or my abs. So I decided that, it was time to do like a fitness type Instagram, and it's crazy. Like, people following me because of my hashtag just today.
Good.
So open it, like, if you can, and I'm going to see how it goes. So hopefully I'm not having, these high school kids following me.
Yeah. I know that was a concern when I taught. Mine was private because I was nervous.
Absolutely. Yeah. So hashtag it out. Like, like she said, don't make it just so generic. Like, I put like, body after baby and just things like that. So
yeah, and you're gonna want to do it to your market. If you, maybe if you're not a mom and you don't relate to that, then you can find things that you do relate to. It can be stuff that doesn't even, like, it could be about, like, sometimes I do like morning cup of, or like coffee time or whatever, and I'm not drinking coffee, but it's the morning and everybody's thinking about coffee, so they're scrolling through like coffee pictures, or I'll do, like, on Monday I'll do case of the Mondays, like, because everyone's not wanting to go back to work and whatever. So just think about how you're marketing yourself. Another thing we realized, and I still post hashtags like this sometimes, but I did it a lot more when I first started. I would do like Shakeology and Beachbody Coach and like a lot of those types of hashtags. And if you go in and actually click on Beachbody Coach hashtag, what you're going to find is all other Beachbody coaches. Okay. So is that who you're looking for? That's what you got to think about. Are you looking for other Beachbody coaches? No. You're looking for new followers that do not have the Beachbody experience yet, who are not a customer and they're not a coach. So I stopped doing that just because I felt like that's all I was getting. Another one I did all the time was SAHM, because it was stay at home mom. And when I clicked on that, I got all these people doing It Works, like the wraps. And I was like, okay, so that's not who I want. So I stopped doing that. It's kind of a trial and error. If you ever have time to just kind of look around with hashtags, it's a whole nother world. I'm not the best at it. I'm slowly getting up there in followers, but I know people who have grown their following like so fast. So even if you have time to like Google, how to work Instagram or how-tos on YouTube, it would be worth it. Let's see. Any questions about Instagram? And you cannot schedule posts as far as I know on Instagram, which is a huge bummer because I would love that. All right. Does anyone have questions about the online office? I posted that video, which is like a quick review on the office, showing you, the business tab and all those little tabs below it, which are kind of like the go-to when you're first starting out as a coach. Anybody have questions about that? How it works? Where to find certain things?
No.
The FAQ is huge. Like, it's great. If you ever have a question, if you go in there and just type it in, you can find so many good things in there. They really do try to make it really easy to find answers to the questions that we have as coaches. So if you're ever like wondering and you looked in the coach groups and you don't see it, check in there just before you do anything else and just see if you can find your answer there, because they're pretty good about that. And then I guess I want, Leanne is going to just review a little bit about like what she does in Power Hour. I know that sounds really simple and we've talked about that, but please think as she tells you certain things, do I do this? I mean, they sound so simple and the easiest things that you could do every single day, but truly stop and just think, do you actually do what we're talking about every single day? Because I think what we find is that when people are struggling in a certain area, when they're just starting out as a new coach, that they have skipped a few steps, They don't really think that they need to post every single day to Facebook. They don't really think they need to, whatever. It's simple, but it works. It's effective. So she's going to talk about that in just a little bit.
Just kind of reminding you guys about your Power Hour. I can't do mine until I put the kids to bed. I'm up early for my workout because I have to, be on the road and I teach all day. I can't post during the school day. So then I sit down, the kids go to bed at 8:30 and I just have to hammer it out then. Just make sure that you're adding people. You have to keep your network going. You have to try to add 3 to 5 people. And what's nice is, especially with the fitness page, if somebody likes my page from a friend and they're not my friend, automatically I just add them. They know who I am, so they're more likely to go ahead and accept that friend request. So really make sure that you're adding, because you need people, to come into your challenge groups. So make sure that you guys are adding that. Another thing is, I have to return messages either from people who want to come into my challenge groups, or my challengers are reaching out to me, or have to return messages if I contact Nikki. So you really have to. Your hour can go super fast. So really, really, really make sure that you are getting all those messages, because if you don't respond back to them, within a day or two, they're gonna think you don't really care about me. You're not interested in me. So make sure that you are looking through your messages and getting those done. Make sure you have your shares. You want to make sure that you are connecting with the people, your friends, asking questions, open-ended questions, so people are talking on your page. I posted on my fitness page, I really need some new shoes, and here's 1 or 2. You get a lot of people to be talking on your page instead of just liking it. So really try to do that. Again, don't make it all businessy. People are going to get turned off by that. Don't just always throw beach body. Make sure it's something that it's somewhat intimate, that they're going to connect with you. I'm a home ec teacher, somebody who cooks and does nutrition with the kids and child development. So a lot of my posts find your niche, and you want to make sure that you are posting about that. Let's see. Inviting people. That was something that I wasn't doing in the very beginning. Was I would do my my post to have people join my challenge group, and I would add those people in. But throughout the challenge, I was not adding people. And I was like, Nikki, I'm not getting people. How am I going to get people to buy things or just add people to my challenge groups? And she said, are you reaching out? Are you, asking people just by personal messages? And I was like, no, I was too scared to do that. You have to get out of your comfort zone. I'm a quiet person. And so to do that and just be like, hey, you want to come join me? That was hard. And then it's very easy. People are going to say either no, and you're just going to have to be okay with that, or they're going to be like, absolutely, I've been watching you. Like I was really interested. I was afraid to ask you. So make sure that you are inviting people every day, about 5 people or so if you can. Just be like, hey, I'm running this challenge group. Saw that you're, training for a marathon, or you are interested in doing this. Like, I've got a lot of runners in my group. I thought maybe you would like to do that. We're doing some strength training with P90X3, so there's a lot that you guys can make sure that you're doing. Follow up with challengers who aren't posting. Be like, hey, are you interested? What's going on? Some are just quiet and don't like it, but are getting great results from it and still are in Shakeology. But you just make sure that you're reaching out to all your challengers.
Yeah, and you guys, I know it sounds simple, but Leanne works full time. Like she said, she's got 2 kids, and she's a diamond coach. So it is doable. I mean, it's doable to have a life, to, work a job outside of this and be a successful coach. It just takes organization, and just being consistent. So working from lists constantly, like we said, I literally have 2 planners. I have one where I just do these short lists of what I need to do. And then I have one that has tons of space where I write out more in-depth things. And then I have 5 or 6 of these little notes that are colored notes on my screen right now of all these different things. I've got a note for people who I know want to know about Shalene's PIO workout when it comes out, and people who I've approached about coaching who seemed a little bit interested. I've got notes for tonight for our meeting. Yes, it can be a lot, but when you're first starting out, when you're at this point where you guys are right now, just focus on reaching out and just being vulnerable. I've talked to 2 new coaches today who their biggest fear is them getting in their own way because they're afraid of posting certain things. And I cannot tell you, you will be your biggest roadblock in this whole thing. You've got to do things that are scary in order for things to change. I mean, no one is going to reach out and buy a challenge pack from you or Shakeology or join your challenge group or join your team as a coach if they have no idea that you're running challenge groups, that you're doing this on your own, that you're getting your own results, and that you're a coach and that you're looking for coaches. I mean, they're not just going to fall into your lap. You're going to have to do those daily things so that you get that following. And then once you've built that following and they've been interested, you're going to have those ones who are interested for months and never say anything. I had a girl I talked to about coaching literally, I think it was Christmas. And I reached out to her again and we didn't talk for a while. And she wrote me, didn't say anything else other than her first sentence was, okay, I'm ready. What was your link again? I'm trying to find the challenge pack so I can sign up as a coach. And I was like, wait, what? So you just don't ever know. It's just these people who may not answer you or may ignore you or say not right now. Give them time, because those people will come back to you as long as you're consistent and they know that you're not going anywhere.
And I'm going to interrupt. Yeah. I was not in a challenge group. I actually saw Nikki on Instagram and I reached out to her about coaching. So it's what you post, it's how you market yourself. And, I just thought, oh my gosh, she just seems so nice. I mean, she's married to a gentleman from my hometown. And so I kind of knew of, the Whitings. So it's really about how you are connecting with people. And I just followed her for a little bit, and she didn't know that. And so then I was just like, hey, I want to be a coach. And she's like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, so you don't have to even have people in your challenge groups
Right.
that reach out to you. So really, it's how you put yourself out there.
Yes. I mean, I cannot stress enough. You will find great coaches in your challenge groups. You know, that's going to happen, and they're going to know about challenge groups, and they're going to be familiar, and they're going to rock it out. But then you're going to find the ones who become diamond coaches under you who you've never met in person. I mean, I've never met Leanne in person, you know, but she's a big leader on my team. So just think about who you want to market yourself to, who, you know, what you want your brand to be. Keep the negativity to a minimum. You know, clean up your page. Definitely go through and look at your Facebook page. I had a coach who was like, you know, I'm really struggling, and I'm just needing to get you know, more coaches and challengers. So I went to her page, and she didn't even realize it, but there was a girl who was spamming her page with like her own shares and just tagging her in it. So it was overwhelming her whole page with this girl who just kept posting, and you couldn't even get an idea of who this coach was because her stuff was just being overlooked and taken to the bottom of her page because of all this other junk. So we really have to work on like cleaning all that up and making your posts thoughtful for sure. Okay, so we have like 5 minutes left. And what I want you guys to do, I don't know if you have if you can type this out or you have a pencil next paper or whatever next to you. Maybe put it in your phone, whatever. But we want you to think about a business plan. So here's a few things that we want you to think about. The first is, when will your challenge group start? I want you to have an actual start date because we could forever say, oh, I'm going to start it soon. I'm going to start it in a couple weeks. I'm going to start it in May. But
Good question.
Yes.
When do you, right now I'm just doing an accountability group. It's my first one. I'm a weekend. When do you change from an accountability group into more of doing challenge groups? Is that something I have to do? Is that something you recommend?
I definitely recommend switching to Beachbody only. I think that accountability groups are great. It's how I started because everybody loves to have something for free. But, you know, you're not going to be working for free forever. So
right.
What you need to be doing is focusing on those who really want to invest in something. So my second group was when I transferred over into Beachbody products.
Okay.
Now,
yeah, I thought maybe 2 groups because I started in the middle of the month. So I thought like by the end of June, starting July, I'd have a challenge group.
And I think it's kind of up to you. I mean, I still, every once in a while, will add someone who I already have P90X or whatever. You kind of have to just make a judgment call on that because, you know, I had someone who I did that for last month. They didn't buy anything from me. They already had something. But then this month they bought a challenge pack. So like, had I not extended that offer to reach out and put them in my group for that accountability, they wouldn't have been my customer. So you kind of have to make a judgment call on that. But yeah, I think that working your way into a Beachbody only group, even if it's very small, you know, my coach, Stephanie Chico, who is a rock star coach, she had like 6 people in her first Beachbody group. That's okay. Those are 6 people that bought product. Those are 6 people that are invested in their health now. A lot of times when people don't invest in something, they don't put in the effort to really make a change. So by them investing in their health, they kind of feel more obligated to get those progress pictures, you know? And you know, you help 3 people, you get 3 people to buy a challenge pack, and you've hit Success Club for yourself for the month. So, you know, think of it as, you know, how many people you're going to help and get really quality results versus, you know, just a ton of people, but no one is actually a customer. don't know. Leanne, what did you do with that?
My first month was just accountability, and then
Mhm.
I went right into needing a Beachbody product. And I've had, like Nikki said, like I added people who said I've had the product, but then what happens is I don't let them stay around too long if they choose not to purchase something.
Right. Okay, we have a minute left, so I'm gonna I want you to write these few things down. So when is your challenge group gonna start? What will the name be? Start thinking about a fun name to catch something catchy that will kind of get people interested when you post it. Third, how will you keep your customers active and posting in the group? So maybe think of 2 things that you could do to keep your customers active. Number 4 is, when do you plan on going emerald in your business? Set a date for yourself. And how will you get yourself to emerald? So what are you going to do on social media, behind the scenes, whatever it might be? 2 things that you're going to do maybe each day or each week to get yourself to emerald. And if you guys can post that in the training group, that would be awesome, because I think sharing your ideas, you're going to see that different people have different ideas. And then it kind of sets it in stone, and we can all take a look and just see what your plans are. So we're getting ready to get cut off. But if you guys still have questions, please post it in the training group, and then we'll talk about if we want to do another meeting, if that works for you guys. Thank you all for being on. Leanne, thank you so much for helping me.
Thanks.
And you ladies have a great night.